AITA for refusing to give my son's newborn photos to his father's girlfriend. For some brief backstory, my son's father began dating a new girl in February-March of last year. In June, we had a conversation about the new relationships we were both in, what our expectations were of the other regarding our son's exposure to new romantic partners. There is a custody agreement in place that outlines some rules such as when to introduce no cohabitation allowed. I essentially said I wanted to be notified of any additional exposure our son had to the girlfriend, her children, such as if she was going to be looking after him for extended periods of time, spending the night, etc. I specified that I was not asking for him to seek my permission, but I wanted to be kept up to date on how involved this person was going to be in our son's life. Our son is currently 2.5 years old. The past 6 months my son's father, the girlfriend, have refused to communicate at all about my son's exposure to this relationship. The girlfriend was added to the daycare pickup list without my knowledge. It was then discovered my son and his father were spending the night with her two small children on occasion, and ultimately, they moved in together and worked to lie about it for about 6 weeks before it was outed during a heated verbal conversation on Thanksgiving Day between myself and the girlfriend. She confronted me about how aggravating it was that I changed the plans regarding my son's drop-off pickup time. Keep in mind, up until this point all drop-off pickup times have been mutually agreed on by myself, his father, almost always a day in advance. Since then, they applied for a marriage license to avoid being held in contempt of court for violating our custody order, but did not get married. They have also either outright refused to communicate with me about my son while he's in their care or operated on extremely limited communication during their 4.5-day visitation stretch. I make it a point to send photos of our son anytime his father asks, give timely updates about his well-being, and FaceTime if my son asks to talk to his dad, which he does on occasion. Earlier this week, I received a text message from the girlfriend asking if I had the files from my son's newborn photo shoot saved to my computer, as she had reached out to our photographer WTF, and the photographer no longer had the gallery and my son's father doesn't have a copy either. I do not want to give this woman these photos. I appreciate that she is trying to make a home for my son, but I also feel she can integrate their lives while acknowledging that there was a part of my child's life that she was not around. I would also feel wildly different about it if my son's father was asking for the photos directly, because I feel he's entitled to them. She is not. AITA,